Out and About on the Recumbents for November 26th, 2022. Let's ride.
All right. Well, good morning, folks. This is BJ and Joe Ondo from Out and About on the Recumbents. It is a beautiful but fairly brisk and breezy Saturday. I think it's the 26th of November, and we're heading over to Manitou, but I thought I'd give you a view of downtown Colorado Springs here. Yeah, we're just cruising along. Had to stop off to the post office and get a couple different things. Yeah, so like I said, this is downtown Colorado Springs here. This is where we live. We're still pretty fortunate. Like I've said before, we don't have quite the concrete canyon that our big sister city in Denver has, which is nice. So you can kind of see Pikes Peak if you get just right. Got to get past the first bank building there, but at least it makes a nice view. Like I said, it's a beautiful day. I mean, there's not a cloud in the sky anywhere. But you can definitely tell it's November, because we're sitting here in vest and jacket. Joe, come up here and say hi. All right. Joe says hi. Morning. All right. Here we go. That's the statue of Winfield Scott Stratton. He's one of them guys that made all his money back in Cripple Creek in the gold rush days in the 18 whatevers, and pretty much helped to build and shape Colorado Springs. The La Baguette French Bakery has absolutely wonderful eclairs, if you can eat them, which sadly I can't have those anymore because Joe's a type 2 diabetic. So but if you're ever here and you want an eclair, that's the place to go, without a doubt. Okay. Alright, we're at Pikes Peak and Tejon Street here. This is basically what I want to call the restaurant row. It's also a nightclub row too. Tejon Street is where it's happening. Nevada Street Nevada Avenue is basically just a main traffic fair. There's not all that much on it. Yeah, I got a little bit of some big old wreaths over there, so they're starting to slowly dress for the holiday. That's the Antlers Hotel, that smaller building up front there. There's been a version of the Antlers Hotel here in town forever. The original one, I think, was actually financed and paid for by General Palmer. He's the guy that actually started the city of Colorado Springs. He came here, saw Pikes Peak, and said, we need to build a city. That's pretty good vision. So we're cruising over to America the Beautiful Park, so we can pick up the Midland Trail, and that takes us to over to the Creek Walk Trail, which goes into Manitou. They basically hook together. I don't know if Joe, oh, she made it, barely. She just barely made it. Hurry up, baby doll. getting a lot braver since she's gotten stronger again. Back before, I don't think she would have done that. Okay, now we're on Colorado Avenue on the bike lane. We're gonna go over the bridge here and then take the back way into the park. Got a better view of Pikes Peak. Not quite as many obstructions. Like I said, as you can see, it is a beautiful day. Man, I mean, usually this time of year we have a cloud, or we have a few clouds. Today it's crystal clear, but we got a cold front coming in. In fact, you can tell it's already starting. Although it's not supposed to do anything crazy like, snow all over us or anything. It will drop the temperature some towards afternoon. Hopefully it's going to be late afternoon. That's what they said. That would be great. Gives us time to do the ride over to Manitou and stop off at one of the little parks and eat lunch. It's the old train station down there. Yeah, like I said, man, the view is stunning today. This is one of the art projects here. I can't figure out what it's supposed to be. I guess a lady serpent of some sort. Gotta make sure Joe sees me turn. There she is. Okay. And hopefully we can get through down here. Sometimes there's just enough room between the barriers for us to sneak the trikes through. That's Fountain Creek over there. Got some big holes right here. And looks like the paint jobs here talking about the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. And now we're underneath. One of these areas that kind of hit under the bridge here. And we'll go over here and try to sneak through. Usually there's, like I said, there's just enough room for us to get by. So we will give it a shot here. It's like that one there is about the widest. Ooh, I don't know. Oh boy. No, I don't think we're going to make that one. Crud. Okay, well. Well, I was hoping that would be wide enough for us to get through. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Yeah, it could be. I forgot they do have a sidewalk kind of opening down here that we should be able to use. There it is. It's kind of hard to see, but not in very good shape either. But we'll sneak on through here. Oops, I guess we should have gone that way. Well, I'm not doing a very good job of leading here today. But I didn't expect this to be all quite so blocked off. Oh, we could have come around here. Well, guess live and learn. We could have come around here.
That's what I thought you meant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you got to remember that's there. Now, I don't know exactly what this is. The U.S. Olympic Paralympics. Oh, okay, so according to Joe, that's where they train. So it's a training center. Oh, okay. And like I said, we're coming over here to America the Beautiful Park. In the summertime, they have restrooms you could use, but in the winter, I really don't understand why, being this is the main park downtown, they close it. Especially on a Saturday. I mean, the restrooms should be open on the weekends. But they don't. I don't understand. The city does some weird stuff. Well, shoot. Alright. We'll scoot by here so you can kind of see this. This is a plaque for the poem America the Beautiful. The lady that wrote it was on the top of Pikes Peak when she thought up the words. So it's kind of cool. All right, this is the Julie Penrose Fountain here. Now in the summertime, there's water coming down out of it, and it creates a little wading pool for the kids, and it actually turns in the wind. Real easy. We'll do a kind of a spin around here so you can kind of see. Yeah, normally, like I said, this would have water in it, and the kids would be out here splashing around. Gotta watch where I'm going here so I don't run off the edge. That's the United States Olympic and Paralympic Museum. Across the road there, that funny looking aluminum building. Like I said, this is America the Beautiful Park. It's a very good sized park. And we're heading over to pick up the Midland Trail, which comes right off of the Pikes Peak Greenway right here. Okay, I managed to forget a battery again, so I only have one battery, so when this one's gone, it's gone. We'll make the film with that. The film. Boy, am I old. We'll make the video with that. Yeah, I used to do film photography when I was young, so I still have film on the brain. Although I do hear it's making a comeback. Now we're on the Midland Trail, coming off the Pikes Peak Greenway, and this is heading west towards Manitou. A bunch of mountain bikers. Yeah, it's all, the trail's all dirt on this side. We don't do dirt, so at least we try not to. Some people like their almonds. Yeah, it's the homeless camp here a lot. So yeah, you just have to put up with it, you know. I mean, I understand, you know, they gotta have some place out of the, you know, out of the snow and the rain, you know. I mean, this wouldn't be out of the wind because these things kind of create a, that's actually I-25 going north and south that these bridges are for. But they, you know, they kind of create a wind, a heavy wind factor, but it's kind of dangerous because they're starting fires over here and all kinds of stuff, you know. better life, you know. Problem of it is, you know, they've got shelters here, but the city only opens them at night. You know, from, you know, basically dinner, you know, from dark to light the next day, and then they boot them out. And they, you know, all day long, they've got no place to go. The biggest extent end up in the downtown library. Howdy. That's where the majority hang out during the day. But even the library only lets you hang out for so long. And they're going to ask you to leave. And then what do? You know, what if it's snowing outside, or, you know, the wind's going 40 or 50 miles an hour? Winter can get quite rough here. I mean, we don't get a lot of snow most of the time. Every once in a while, we'll get nailed if the conditions are just right. But most of the time, if we get a snow, you know, it's you know, 2 to 4 inches, and the sun comes out, and it's gone in 2 days. It takes about 3 or 4 days to get off the trails, though. But yeah, we're heading. This would be 8th Street and Highway 24. This is Highway 24. It's the major highway between here and Woodland Park. And then you would pick up 67 to go to Cripple Creek. Cripple Creek isn't much anymore. It's really pretty much a gambling town. Yeah, it's all casinos. Still has some history. It's got a neat little train ride for your kids and stuff. Not real long and not real expensive. Not like the one in Durango or the one in New Mexico. Wow. That was a Valkyrie tour. Hey, don't see a lot of those. Check that out. Is that too cool or what? I love it. That's some guy just out having fun, man. That's just cool. Yeah, you know, they say there's stickers that say keep Austin, Texas weird. Well, Colorado Springs have fit in weird pretty well. Okay. I gotta do this just right to be able to hit this thing. Yeah, this is a really big, busy intersection, so it's taking us a little while to get going again. It's a couple of Indian motorcycles. Yeah, that's one thing that the bicyclists and the motorcycle riders have in common. Boy, if it's a nice day in November, you got to fire up the rides and head out. Whether you're fired up by body or fired up by motor, or some bicycles actually have motors these days. So. Although you don't really fire up an e-bike, you kind of just turn it on. All right. Yeah, got to get out while you can. I mean, it's like we don't have any real money because, you know, we're living off our Social Security only. Neither one of us had good enough jobs to have retirements or 401ks or any of that really nice stuff, you know, that most people seem to have and we don't. I don't know why, but it's just the way it worked out. Yeah, you just got to get out here and try to enjoy yourself, you know. 'Cause we got a pretty good cold front coming in. We're not going to get a lot of snow out of it here. They will get up north and down south of us, but sometimes because of the way the mountains are situated here, we get what the weather people call the donut hole effect. And it will be like totally, you know, snowing and crappy and icy and all around us. But right where we are in Colorado Springs, which is actually much more on the prairie than it is in the foothills. We don't get anywhere near the mountains here. You have to go west at least 10 or 12 miles west out of Colorado Springs up to Woodland Park before you can say you're really in the mountains. But yeah, like I said, this cold front's supposed to bring the temperature down into the 30s tomorrow. Today it's supposed to hit almost 60, but the cold front's supposed to come whipping in by later this afternoon, which we will do our best to be back at the apartment and have the trikes tucked away. Because usually, if you're going to get a cold front from the west, it usually has a lot of wind. And I don't mean just a little bit of wind, I mean a lot of wind. You know, 40, 50, 60 mile an hour gusts at least. So, I know Chicago is the windy city, but Colorado Springs has its share, let me tell you. And we've had quite a few over the last 5 or 6 years. We had some that, you know, were blowing down 100-year-old trees, you know. I mean, these were big trees, man. And that wind just blew them over. They couldn't handle it. And then, you know, they've been there for 100 years, you know. We had 2 of those. Not this year so far, but last year. Yeah, 2021 was vicious from wind damage. Well, like I said, we're on the Midland Trail. Now, this is an actual rail trail, or it was a railroad. Now, I can't tell you what gauge it was. I don't know if it was a regular one or a narrow gauge, because its whole mission was going up to Cripple Creek. It would take passengers, but mainly it had ore cars. It would go up to Cripple Creek and then bring, bring the raw gold, you know, not nuggets or anything like that, but the raw gold still in the rock and stuff, down here to Colorado Springs, where this whole area to my my left here, we got some houses up there now and everything, but that whole area over there is what do they call that? Gold something hills. And that's because that's where that smelting plant used to be. See where those houses are? For years, that whole landscape was just huge, ugly ditches. They've tried to make it look better, especially since they started putting houses up there. To me, you'd be crazy to buy a house up there. I wouldn't. I mean, you know, all of the nasty stuff, because they use a leaching process, you know, like sulfuric acid, and so the gold, they got the gold right out of the rock. Well, you know, in the late 1800s, they didn't know about pollution. They just let it roll down the hill down to Fountain Creek. That's why Fountain Creek is not really a main waterway. It's really more of a sewage way than a main waterway. I guess there's parts of it, you know, away from here that they can still pull water from for city use, but not down here. They have to pull water from other places. Yeah, one bad thing about the trail system now here in the winter times is, man, they don't have any restrooms open, and it's really rough for us old folks. Yeah, no, you youngins, you know, you can go for 12 hours, you know. When you get 60, I don't care how fit you are, you'll find out that sometimes you wish you could attach a porta potty to the back of your trike or bike. Howdy. Good, about yourself?
You got a camera?
Yeah. You're on camera. Have a good day, man. You too. Howdy. And this is the west side of Colorado Springs. Kind of the older region because for a little while the part of town they call Old Colorado City was actually the town of Colorado City, which now there's a town named Colorado City way south of here on I-25, but it's not the original. That's why they call this spot here the Old Colorado City, because it was actually the capital of the territory. I don't know how long, but I don't think it's too long because, you know, I mean, Denver took over the capital a long time ago, so. But yeah, at least for a little while, we were the capital of the state of Colorado. So, a little bit of story for you. So the west side is older than just about any area in town. In fact, I would say it is older than any area in town. And this is where I grew up, you know, from preschool to 6th grade. Actually, the start of 7th grade, what we call junior high, what you guys call middle school now, I think. Yeah, then we moved way south to Security, which was a little township out on 85, old Highway 85-87, and used to be 25 miles of field between Colorado Springs and Security. Now I don't think there's 25 feet of field. Basically, they've run into each other, but Security has stayed very stubborn because they're a township. They don't have to pay the higher Colorado Springs taxes. They only pay the El Paso County taxes, which are probably about half. So Security was originally put together for homes for you know, the Fort Carson soldiers. So we have Fort Carson here, which is a huge military post. I think they're still the 4th Infantry Division. They change that stuff now and then. There goes the cheater, as we call it. That's because that's a gas-powered motor. You don't have to pedal. If you don't have to pedal, you're cheating. And I mean, I understand some people just got to have the throttle, you know, especially if they've got physical problems and, you know, they got to get home, you know. They're worn out, you know, they just can't pedal anymore. So that's cool, I got no problem with that. But a lot of people abuse that, you know, and they basically have, you know, I mean, to be honest, they have an electric motorcycle. It's not really a bicycle anymore, because if you're not pedaling, it's really a motorcycle, it's not a bicycle. Sorry, that's just my personal opinion. And we all know that how opinions are, don't we? Yeah, we won't say anymore. Okay, we're coming up to 21st Street, and this is one spot where the trail still doesn't go all the way through. There's a bunch of small businesses over here, and the city's been fussing with them for decades. I mean, literally decades. You know, about, you know, trying to give a little bit of right-of-way so they can continue the trail over to 25th Street. They still haven't got it. And I don't know if they ever will. They talk about it, but I don't know if it ever comes to truth. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the sidewalk down to 21st Street and Highway 24 and cross at the light, because it's a lot safer than this intersection they have over here, because you have to rely on the cars stopping, which you never know. And one nice thing, it's all downhill. This is the Smiling Toad Brewery. Gotta love that name. I don't drink beer, so I've never been there. But if I did drink beer, I'd go check it out just because of the name. You gotta like a place that's called the Smiling Toad. This is where the creek comes through, and I believe this is Cheyenne Creek. I'm not 100% sure on that. As you can kind of see there, a little bit of the creek view. And hopefully one of these days, they'll get the trail to actually follow the creek, which most of the time it does. But we're going to go down here and go across at the light where it's safer. And then we're going to get on a back street called Nagal or something like that. I don't know. And go over to pick up the Midland Trail again on 25th Street. Yeah, it's really hard to judge whether they're in the turn lane, thinking, I love people to put on a turn signal, you know? Okay, well, I'm gonna go. What the hell? Okay, right now we're at 21st Street and Highway 24. And over there is the Colorado Mountain Brewery. We have more breweries in this town than you could imagine. There's like a brewery on every corner. It's amazing. Used to be 7-Elevens on every corner. Now we have a brewery on every corner.
7-Elevens are rare.
7-Elevens are a lot more rare than they used to be. Yeah, like I said, we're going over here to pick up Nagal or Nagel Street, however you pronounce it. And it's just a pretty mellow little back street that, especially on a weekend, it's all small businesses, so there's no real traffic. Every once in a while it gets a little busy, but not very often. But this, like I said, this is so much safer than the other intersection heading let's see, that'd be north, heading north instead of south like we did. Oh, I'm in the wrong gear. Whew, ouch. I forgot the gear. Okay, here we go. I can hardly move. I gotta lighten up here. Yeah, there's Pikes Peak again. You can always tell, you know, the serious mountains, because, you know, none of these foothills where you can see the trees go over the top have any snow on them. Well, Pikes Peak is 14,100 and some odd feet. So, if it's cold outside, oh, I'm going to run you by here. I hope it's still going. Check these out. These are so freaking cool. Absolutely love these things. Transformers. Guess he's supposed to be a medic. Isn't that cool? That really is cool. Alright. Yeah. Like I said, hopefully we're still recording. I don't know if we are or not. Alright. So like I said, we're going to cruise over here and pick up the Midland Trail again off of 25th Street. Like I said, Miguel's a good road to use because it hardly has any traffic, especially on a weekend. And where the road up north on 21st Street is Cacharis, I think. And that one's, you know, it's got cars parked on both sides, and it's always crazy busy. So I don't know why they picked that instead of bringing everybody down here to continue the, you know, to come over to the trail. It makes no sense to me at all. Yeah, there's some campers and stuff, or RVs rather, not campers, but RVs. These wouldn't do us any good because we have to have a toy hauler. That's what they call the RVs that have a built-in garage. We got to bring our trikes. Of course, the only way Joe and I could afford an RV is if she finally wins that Powerball or Mega Mill Lotto that she's sworn to me for 20-25 years of our 42-year marriage that she was going to win. Supposed to be coming her way. Well, I hope she's right, because man, that would be the way to do it. Get us a toy hauler RV, not a huge one. I don't want one of them Class A's. You know, a Class C built into a toy hauler be just fine. And you know, be able to go to every state in the United States and ride trails. I mean, you know, Joe and I are 67, so we don't have that many years left. Hopefully we'll be able to add a few more if, you know, when we can come up with the money to get e-assist. Of course, if she got her win, we could afford e-assist. Yeah, I have nothing against e-assist except for the cost. We just don't have the money. As I've said quite a few times, and I hope you don't get totally bored, for you that have been our subscribers, and we really appreciate you. It's pretty cool that people would actually subscribe to our little YouTube channel. I apologize, we don't have a lot of new stuff, you know, because, well, we don't own a vehicle. So we really can't get out and about, you know, on trails other places, which is really sad. We can't even afford to rent a truck or a van anymore because the van and truck rates are just astronomical. Ever since COVID showed up, the rates are just, you know, we were going to go to Moab earlier this, you know, in the summer, Moab, Utah, and ride some of the trails there. You know, we had some money saved up, and we thought, okay, this should probably cover it. And then we found out they wanted to charge us $1,100 just for the rental. Yeah, and you know, there's no motels in that, there's no gas in that, there's no food in that. It's just for the rental of the truck. $1,100. Well, of course, we couldn't do that. The last time we took a 3-day trip, it cost us like $500 for 3 days. That we could have done, but we couldn't do the 11. Sadly, we don't have a big credit card we can use because we use our credit card to keep our trikes going, and then we pay it back, you know. But we've never been able to pay it all back on our limited income. Now we are supposed to get a raise, a decent raise this year, and supposedly, we'll see. I don't trust the government that much, but they're not supposed to bring up the price of Medicare, because usually whatever raise I get, it ends up going to Medicare, you know. So, but if we do get a decent raise, then we're going to take either mine or hers, and we're going to put it against our credit cards and try to knock those suckers down hard. Howdy? Because that's, number one, that'd be the only way we could do a trip, and number two, it'd probably be the only way we could afford to get e-assist. Because the cheapest e-assist system, which is a rear hub system for these trikes, would be about $1,500 a piece. So that's $3,000 between the two trikes. That's why we don't have e-assist. A good system, I mean a really good inline system, would be about, well, it'd be $5,000 just for the units, and then probably another $400, $200 a piece for the labor to have them put on, because I'm colorblind, so I don't mess with anything electronic and wires, you know, because they're all color coded, so nah, I don't mess with that. Besides that, I want to make sure it was installed by a pro. And we've got them here, Angletech, our recumbent dealers, one of the best in the entire United States. So. Okay, a general question. How bad do you need to go to the bathroom?
Pretty bad.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to split a bar, and we're going to buy an iced tea at McDonald's.
Okay.
And we'll go use their restroom. As long as we buy something, they can't bitch. And I don't believe they have theirs locked up like they do downtown. Sorry about that, folks. I should have turned off the camera, but you know, hey, this is live, so you're hearing it. So I will turn off the camera once we get over here to McDonald's to get our iced tea. Luckily, McDonald's has still has their any size drink for $1, so that's affordable. It's just a shame there's no Panera Bread here, because we have an unlimited Sips Club membership with Panera Bread. So, you know, we can stop there and drink as much iced tea or hot tea as we want, or any other drink, but that's the only ones we can really drink because of Joe. Oh crap. Well, crud. Well, okay, well, scratch that plan. Looks like they're remodeling.
Yep.
Oh well.
Safeway?
Yeah, there you go. And as you can see, it's bad. Our homeless thing is just ridiculous. Wow, traffic's really bad today. You're good, you're good. Yeah, I'll pick up a couple of bananas. A little water or something. Yeah, those hills over there is the Red Rock open space. That's probably where the mountain bike people are headed. That's Colorado Avenue over there. We have to wait for the turners now. You have to watch them because they'll run a red to make the light. I'll tell you, they don't give a dang. Rudy's Barbecue is over to my left, 31st and Highway 24. Been there a couple times, seemed pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it does seem pretty good. Okay, get the hell out of my way. Sorry. They torque my jaws when they run the red. Okay, well, I'm going to stop over here and turn off the camera. So if I have anything left, I'll turn it back on when we get started. But I can't do it with my gloves on. Okay, we're back. We're now on the, well, we're still technically on the Midland Trail, but we've crossed into Manitou Springs from Colorado Springs. They are two separate towns. And we'll be changing over to the Creek Walk Trail, which basically just, the Midland Trail just morphs into the Creek Walk Trail here. And the concrete part of this trail will end at, not this part coming up, because this part coming up is the skateboard park, as we call it. And, but the next park is Shriver Park, and that's where they have the swimming pool for Manitou. And that's where the concrete ends. You can follow the dirt path for, probably another, 3/4 of a mile. But then eventually you have to get onto, I can't think of the name of the street there in Manitou, but it just runs right into it. Or you have to go over and get on Manitou Avenue, which if you're on a bike or a trike, you really don't want to do because the traffic's crazy. As you can see now, it's the Creek Walk Trail, and the way back, the other side of that sign says the Midland Trail. So this is Manitou Springs High School, soccer and baseball fields. Give you a little view there of Manitou. All those unreal expensive homes in the foothills. Those are probably, 2.5 to and up $1 million homes. Yeah, those are mansions basically up in the foothills. Manitou's a cool town, man. You know, if you come to Colorado Springs, take an afternoon, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt to park in Manitou, but park, walk around, check out the shops, and just get the vibe. It's a cool place. Back in the 70s, you know, when I was in when I was in high school, Manitou was a hippie hangout. You know, that's where all the hippies lived. It's not really that anymore, you know, because it's not. It's got a very nice base of people now. Gotta wait for Joe here. They said this is the skateboard park. Yeah, I think we're going to find us an empty picnic table here and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because it's getting later and we still got to eat lunch and the wind's starting to come up a bit.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, this is part of the Creek Walk Trail. We just call this the skateboard park. We don't really have I don't think it actually has a name. but it's right by the creek here. I believe, like I said, this is Cheyenne Creek that flows through Manitou. But there's places to sit. And we're going to go over here and score our favorite little picnic table. We're not going to go all the way to Schraver Park today because the wind is starting to come up. And we still haven't eaten our lunch yet, so. All right. So this is probably, we're going to go ahead and end the video here because we'll just be going back pretty much the same way we came. And I'm sure that the battery's probably just about ready to give out. Because my battery is usually only good for about an hour. And it's definitely been at least that. Sometimes I can get a little more. There goes the Garden of the Gods sightseeing bus. You can get tours from the Garden of the Gods. So that's kind of cool. Alright, like I said, turn off my light here. Okay. Alright. Alright, yeah, we've got us a little picnic table here, and we're going to stop near lunch. So again, this is BJ,
Joe,
and we're out and about on the Recumbents, and so we'll leave you with this pretty little scene. And I want to say thanks to our subscribers, and any of you that are new, hey, we really appreciate you subscribing. Basically, you know, click on subscribe, click on the bell logo to be notified when our next video comes out. And yeah, okay. Hope you're having a good day where you are and the weather's not terrible. If it is, hopefully you can use this video and get on your exercise bike and come on a ride with us. All right. So, till we see you next time, let's ride.